going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Non-Fungible Guys. I'm one of the hosts, Ryan, and as always, I'm accompanied by Mr.
Devon C. Codrington.
Oh, you went the full name, eh?
Yep, just like John C. Riley.
There we go. Just less funnier.
Yeah.
Funnier, less funny. Whatever.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you. That's a great way to start. Okay.
Anyways, on this podcast, we talk about crypto, NFT, the space, everything all in between and all around it, and all the drama.
We are blockchain agnostic. It doesn't matter. Any blockchain's good for us.
It is. We love it all. We know. I know nothing about the back end technology, but that's the beauty of this. Eventually, I'm gonna get somebody on here that can explain.
Oh yeah, we should do that, and then it'll be way over everyone's heads. Like, I mean, fundamentally we understand what's happening, but then they all operate differently, so who knows?
Well, I remember when we had what's his name on,
Bruno
from Remark, and he's like, it's like graffiti on the side of a.
Yeah, that was interesting because he was talking about blockchain. Yeah, he's like, you mark the block, and then you could re-look at it later. So essentially, you've kept track of the transaction without actually interacting with the blockchain, and then you can just merge it later when it's more free.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, as you say it, it makes sense. I'll never remember this properly later on.
Nope.
And like, where else do you ever put something like that into theory? Like, you don't. Only if you're talking about the Remark blockchain, right?
Exactly. It's wild. So
wait, Remark protocol on Kusama blockchain?
Yeah, Kusama / Polkadot.
Yeah, / Polkadot derivative.
Yeah, Kusama is a sidechain blockchain. Parachain. God, you see, there's so many words.
Kusama is a sidechain. Polkadot is a layer 2 chain blockchain of Ethereum.
See,
the layer 1 blockchain.
We don't even know. We're almost 50 episodes in.
The layer. No, we got it. We're good. The base layer, and then there's derivatives of it that exist and have other things. And Kusama is like one of those. It's a cousin.
Yeah, we'll say. I don't know. There's so many people I want to have on. Like, I still want to get someone from Ledger. I still want to get some people that are on.
Just get back to us, Ledger. Come on.
Different blockchains. There's so many things. Even whatever.
You know what? We're making a natural progression into other stuff as you'll learn if you listen to this episode. So
there we go.
Okay. All right. So you want to start?
What have you been up to the last? I guess we had a guest last week, so we had Mr. Catman on. So
that was cool.
What have you been up to in the last couple of weeks? It's been I don't know. I forgot what we've talked about when we haven't talked about. So
I know. It's as I look through the show notes, I'm like, oh, that's just guests. So we didn't do a good job of keeping track of other things we want to talk about, but whatever.
Well, we did, but like, I mean, it's like episode 44.
It's dated. Yeah, it's dated. Yeah, good point. Yeah, so this week, or you know what? One of the things I did, NFT related, NFGs related, we've updated the cover art.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you know what?
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
Other projects, they do seasonal, like Yummies. Yummies do seasonal drops and burns and all this stuff. I think we should do that. This is the summer season.
The summer colorway, or like No, you're right. We've decided right now.
Right. Yeah. Right now. We never discussed this prior. So
every season we're probably gonna change our podcast album cover art based on what we feel like. So go check that out. I hope it's updated by by the time this post, it'll be updated.
I think so.
And actually that does tie into what I did do this week. So as we know, one of my favorite projects is Jukeboy. I don't know why, just freaking love them. I found them out in maybe March or so, maybe February.
I'll tell you exactly when it was.
Oh my gosh.
It was what?
Your stupid memory. This guy's like memory that's wild.
No, you know why I know it? I was locked upstairs in the loft because I had COVID.
That's true.
Like, I just found, and it was like that brief 2 days where you're like, I'm in crypto again. I'm in it. I found this project. I love it.
I do remember
buy it. And you were so hyped about it. So it was like, March 29th, 27th. It was at the end of March for sure.
Yeah, good point. That's true. So Jukeboy, I don't know if it's my favorite project, but definitely one of them. It's my avatar on. So I bought Jukeboy 2883, I believe, and it's
Devon V1.
Yeah, actually no, it's got to be Devon version 2 because the first one I bought, I can't remember what number. I could just check my wallet. The first one I bought is
No, the guy that you have on the background in our Zoom call right now.
Oh, that's version 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So 2883 is
version 2. So the first one I bought was 4589, and it's basically me with a multicolored visor. But there's another one that I had my eye on. I was watching. I was like, should I get it? And then the other one that I just picked up, 2883, is me. And it's like, I think people are like, I want to sweep the floor. I want to hold a bunch of them because there are different perks you can get if you have a bunch of them. Before I had mentioned that it was just the PFP project, they didn't really have any straight utility planned. And I'm actually quite impressed. Since March, they've actually done a lot. They've opened up a roadmap. I'll talk about what they've done in a second, but I was like, I'm not in it for that. I don't even talk in the Discord. I probably said like 5 words, but I just buy them. I just buy the Jukeboys that look like me. I bought the 28.
Buy the artwork you love.
Yeah, and then I'm a holder because that's me. So that's not my avatar. It's go to Devon Codrington on Twitter and you'll see that's what I look like. So I bought that. Really happy about it. Stored it away in the wallets. But Jukeboys, okay. So their giveaways are pretty cool. They have a lot of cool things. So it's about like pop music and culture, pop music culture is their kind of mantra with the whole project. Like all of their guys are like musicians. They'll have like pianos for teeths or whatnot.
Yeah.
And they even have like a Juke music making contest in their Discord where their members are like making songs. And
really?
Like some of them are like legit, like recording artists tracks. Like it's great. They actually did mention way back on their site that they would, anyone that has connections, like bring it forward and the whole community will rally behind them. But yeah, so they actually have like had a party, and they literally raffled off like hot air balloons, trips, and a trip to like some festival, Aurora,
really?
I think out in I believe the festival is out in, I want to say Singapore, maybe Malaysia or Thailand or Singapore or whatever. And some people won, and it was like all expenses trade. Like they flew them over there and they were in a hot air balloon. I swear to you.
That's amazing.
I swear to you. Yeah, it's crazy. So they do a rap battle. There's going to be customizable assets. They made a coin of which I have. They have a Juke coin, and I have one.
Yours changed.
2, 3. Like what? My amount of coins?
Yeah. Remember you had like 10 billion?
No, I still have a crazy amount. I'm trying to count the zeros. I think I might have less. I don't know. I definitely have like, I think that's 12 zeros or something.
No, I just looked at it. It said 10,000.
No, what are you talking about? I'm looking at it now. What's happening?
Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Check the wallet. Check that different wallet. Yeah. So
I'm looking at the one that you got your Jukeboys in.
That I have them in.
Yeah. I've got you down.
What is the value on that?
My on yours it says 10,000. Let's see.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's not going to show.
Like,
I'm in my NAMI, right? And the value of it says a completely different value.
Really? This on your pool PM says 10,000.
I'm gonna check pool. I love when stuff like this happens on air mid episode, because I still even investigated, because like straight up I'm like whatever, like happy for the project, but
yeah, I remember it looked, because I remember when we were going through your pool PM, and then when I was checking, I can't remember what I was looking for, because you got your Clay Buffy from the CNFTs.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was like, they changed the number. It's 10,000 now.
So it's 10,000 here in pool, and in my NAMI it literally.
So it must have been something wrong with the metadata. I bet you.
Probably.
Can you refresh if you click on it in NAMI, can you refresh the metadata? Like on what do you call it? Like click inspect.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a second.
Yeah.
Inspect. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I should actually investigate what's happening here. Either way, I got 10,000 of those Juke tokens, probably because I was holding one at the time.
And what the holders? You can claim their Juke through an in-house vending machine for Juke, which is nearly finished. Should be done by the end of the month.
Yeah,
that's all right.
They also auctioned off Pavia plots. Like they actually, for a project that was like, yeah, we'll see what happens. They've done a ton, and I recommend it. Yeah,
the customizable assets are big. Like I'm big on being able to. I'm finding a way. I'm gonna try and figure out I'm gonna find a really great project that I love, like Ugly Bros, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and find a way where, or like even Cardano proxies, where I could try and get my wife immortalized as an NFT, like customizable.
Cool.
She hates NFTs a little less. I'm gonna try and trick her.
Maybe you should give her that as our anniversary gift and nothing else.
Well, it'll be fun. It's my 10-year wedding anniversary in September. So
Is it?
I gotta
So then she's like, what did you do? And all
diamonds are forever, but
all
NFTs are verified on the blockchain.
You're like, babe, this is stored on the interplanetary file system. She's like, Ryan, what the fuck? Okay, last thing I'll say about Jukeboy, they are like working with the Pavia peeps, and they're building like the Juke Dome. Like they're trying to build, because there's a body to these that they've shown in like a sneak peek, and they're trying to build like an actual like large building to have like sports, music, like virtual contests and stuff, because they're all about like pop culture and music and so
could you imagine doing a rap cipher in the metaverse basement somewhere?
I guarantee they're gonna
some
have
8
that
Mile set up.
Yeah, like in the Discord, they had people that were like dropping their rap, their freestyles and shit. And I was like, and then they're upvoting on it, right? So whoever wins gets a Jukeboy or whatever. And one of the tracks, I was gonna send it to you, and I was like, this is good.
Wow. I'll have to jump back in there.
So did that, of course, bought my CNFT con ticket, finally got my my Buffy.
We both did.
So now we just have to book the flight.
Flight and hotel.
Yeah, let's do that after this episode. And what else? I think I have something up for sale. I like bailed out of the project immediately. My freaking raggy. I was just
Your
like,
raggy?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna sell it.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sell it. I
should have just bought it off you.
What? Holy shit, did it sell already? I think it sold. Give me a sec.
Okay, one.
Why? You want it? What? Shut up. you would have bought that?
Why not?
Oh man. Okay, no, not yet. Not yet.
Didn't sell?
Not yet.
I'm going to look it up right now. Let's see what you got it up for.
Exposed. It's positioned well, I think. Why, are you interested in it?
Not bad, not bad. You know what? What's you
look around all the rest of them around there.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now.
It's kind of a deal, kind of a not. Yeah.
No, it is, because you got the double plushie or you got the
plushie
2 items
and the yarn. Yeah, and that's kind of where we get into things. So
yeah, you're priced well. All right.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
I'll let you have it.
Anyways. This guy's a fucking auditor now. Pretty much. This guy doesn't even need to have the blockchain. His memory's pretty weird.
I have a rant, like Melissa. My wife will be like, well, I'll say Melissa. She'll say, like, what do we? I'll ask her constantly, like, what's our plans this weekend? She's like, I've told you like 7 times, and then you'll bring up, oh yeah, I bought a Jukeboy, and I'm like, end of March 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
or I asked you something dumb, and you're like, that was September 15th. You're like Rain Man. You're like, September 15th. It was sunny that day.
You know what's bad is I know you were talking about the Sam Catman giveaway when.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, actually, you minted that.
Don't put your white guy nerd voice on.
I have to. That's your Rain Man voice.
That's my rain.
It was sunny. It was September, but it was unusually high weather that day. 27 degrees Celsius, because we're in Canada. In Albuquerque, it was this price. That's you.
Anyways, is that all you've been up to, Devon?
Yeah.
Watching crypto up and down, up and down.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. So for my
you're going to talk about it in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. What was it?
It's just the first thing, the Kevin. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I minted that today. So over the weekend, I ended up minting Adatoonz. It was a hyped project because it's a Degen Town derivative on cardano.
And I loved it. I was like, yeah, I'm so excited about it. Got the whitelist.
Yeah, we ended up getting the whitelist, and I was all for it. The plan originally was going to be mint and flip, and I mean, I still have it up for sale. I didn't mint like a super rare one or anything, but it seemed like FUD got the best of this project right off the get-go.
That sucks.
People were already going, like, I was reading the Discord right as it was minting, and people were going on about how they're minting in order and they're skipping rares, and like it was just like full of FUD. So, and the floor just disintegrated. Like, it's at 35, and I think what was mint 77.
Yeah. So what was their minting setup? Like, why do people think that happened? Do you know anything about who they used to mint?
No, I think you know what? It's so many things happen. I think it was just an address. Send to this address. I don't think unless they used NFT
Maker Pro, maybe.
Someone recently that I minted did do it. I'm just trying to think of what I minted recently. What did I get? I
think this sounds like a good time for a quick word from our sponsor.
The Developer Collective is the very first Web3 developer agency on Cardano that offers the most innovative solutions in a custom white glove service experience. Use the Developer Collective to build your platform, website, or NFT project. The agency comes fully staffed with dedicated developers, designers, and project managers that will take the technical aspect of things off of your hands. Founded by Nighthawk, the very first recognized project advisor in the Cardano NFT space, and founder of the Crypto Talent Marketplace. But what is the Crypto Talent Marketplace? Well, let me tell you about it. The Crypto Talent Marketplace is the first of its kind talent marketplace, serving as a meeting place for blockchain talent and project teams in need of that talent. The marketplace is currently under development and will launch this summer. All right, cool. Back to the podcast.
And we're back.
Well done. Well done.
I think that's what they should have done. Anyways, I you know what, this sucks, but whatever. Let's be honest here. Ryan, you're the reason I didn't mint this. I mean, I take accountability for what I do and what I don't, but leading up to it, when we started talking about, because you got I say we, but it was you, like you're like, we're minting this time, and you're like, actually it's a couple days from now. And then in that period of time, when talking about things and like looking at things, I was just like, I don't want to mint it anymore. And then I just pulled out. Yeah. Even though I was the one that was super excited about it.
Yeah, you were. I was kind of, but then you know what? I was leading up to the whitelist mint and going through that and then watching the public. I was just like, you know what? If you're planning on flipping this, I don't know. I still minted. I mean, I still bought into it. So degens are going to degen, but
if you're a drunk, you're a drunk.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm holding, well, I'm not because it's on sale, but the floor dropped. So it's at 35 right now as we're recording. The artwork's not horrible.
No, it's great.
But people just don't seem to like it because I don't know, it's a derivative and people just didn't like all the FUD. It scared them away. So I don't know. We'll hope they've recover. What else did I mint?
You know what's funny? We don't talk about rarity that much anymore. You know, like I don't really, when I'm looking at a project or considering something, I'm just like, I don't.
It's funny because I'm mint when I go to mint.
Yeah.
Anything that like you're at the end of the day, you're just shooting. You're shooting for you're just shot in the dark.
Yeah.
I'll mint and see what I get. Like you're playing the lottery every time you mint something. So rarity does matter.
It does, but we don't talk about it that much. Like I think it's just like when I'm talking about projects, we don't even do the break. I'm like, breakdowns. Mostly we're just like artwork community. What does it look like? We just approach it differently now. I feel like at the beginning, we would always talk about, you know, of course we're going to mention the mint size, but we would always be like, this is the breakdown that we were able to find. And now I'm just like,
well, because the market's evolved.
Yeah.
People changed. Are now like, oh, wait, it's a 10K project. There's how many different rarities, or different traits. And we could sit here and do a whole episode just on Adatoonz.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we don't necessarily deep dive into these projects, because of it's like here, this is what we were doing. Like another one, what was the other one I mint? I feel like I minted so many and I've forgotten them all. I jumped into Solana. I think I briefly mentioned it on last episode, but Bandit Boyz.
Yeah.
I didn't get in on the mint, but I jumped into Solana because of Burns. He was like, hey, this project might take off. This person took over that's been an alpha caller, an alpha caller in Habibi's. And his hits that he's hit, like he called, was it Goblin Town?
Yeah.
He was one of the shot call, like he called, hey, Goblin Town looks like it's made good. And what did that go to? That floor went to whatever, right?
That's credibility.
Yeah, exactly. So he took over this project, I believe. So Burns ended up sweeping the floor like the whale that he's become now.
Wow.
I jumped in and grabbed a couple. So I've just staked them now and they're just sitting. I'm waiting to see if the floor goes up or whatever. What else did Cardano Island / Terra Virtue? They had to change their name because of Terra Luna. I found that out.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
that's
they
probably
didn't
a
want to
good
be
call.
called Terra Virtue because they didn't want to be associated with people thinking it was Terra Luna or some kind of
Yeah.
sister cousin.
That's a really good move. That's an essential PR move.
Yeah, so it's Cardano Island and it's Virtua Prime, I guess you would say. Yeah. So they were dropping their, do you remember the Cardano Summit we talked about?
Yep.
And I had collected all those badges, and then I was able to mint the NFTs. Well, what was that? September, October or something was
You would know.
summit.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember, but it was sometime last year.
That was cool. Yeah,
Summit.
I remember. And you got the little.
Yeah, and then
sparkly
months
things
later, the NFTs came out, and I minted all set. I had all 7, and I never sold them. I just held on to them, and then all of a sudden, Cardano Island came out of nowhere. I did see some FUD about it today, though.
Really?
Something about like it's a failed ETH metaverse that they brought over to Cardano.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the truth behind it, and I'm not gonna necessarily say that's what it is. I haven't deep dove into that.
What do you know about it? Like, what? Because like that's the thing we both went on the wait list for, right?
Yeah. So I didn't have to do anything because I was a holder of the 7 Summit NFTs. I was automatically whitelisted. So the whitelist mint was today. Unfortunately, because of this market, no way I was able to afford.
Yeah. So
I have like whatever 80 ADA and a bunch of stuff waiting to sell.
It's pretty like the small plot. How's that the price of the small plot? Like,
well, that's the big problem. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large plots available,
and then
they all went up in size. But the price for the smallest one was 775 ADA.
I know.
And the price for the top tier was 2,500 ADA.
And that's just to buy into this.
And that's just to buy into it. Yeah.
But you can buy a condo
for 200. So they
200.
released that after they released all the information about all the plots. I think they released that because people were up in arms about the price of everything.
So
because everyone's like, how are we going to afford 775 ADA? Which, I mean, given ADA's sitting at 60 cents Canadian right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, in reality, it's not great, but 2,500 to me is a lot of money.
Like, yeah, here's the thing. Look at the press, the focus, I can't believe I'm losing my words. Look at the attention Pavia had when they minted, right?
Yeah.
9 at the beginning, but then for round 2 they had a ton, and their plot mint amount was, I can't remember when we did our season 2 or whatever.
Oh, it was like
season 3,
44.
Well, no, what was it? Around
it went up relatively.
It went up like 10 to 20 ADA.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, this seems like this 775 ADA just doesn't seem right. And also, if you look at Virtua, like it's in like their website, Cardano, Virtua, like .com, cool.
Their website's beautiful. It is. Like, there's a lot of information, a lot of like, you can do farming for like minerals, and you can do robot. Like, there's a lot of things to do. Yeah. And the only thing that didn't rub me right was the way some of their mods in the Discord were answering questions, and people like, how can you justify this price? And I mean, one person could look at it and say it's cocky, but they were saying like that's the price to invest in a plot of land in the metaverse. Like, it shouldn't be.
And you know, the crazy thing is when you look at it relative to, so if this really was an ETH project that came over, I bet you that they're looking at this and being like, this is pennies, considering what, and that's true, right? But if you look at Virtua as a whole, right, like they have a marketplace with collectibles and it's kind of like Vivi, right, in a sense.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, yeah, they have a lot going on. Like they're it used to be Terra Virtue, but they have like comic books, and it's like Vivi, exactly like you said.
So here's the thing: if this is, and I feel, and there's like a gallery to view it on like your PC and whatnot, and you can get the app on Google. If this actually is not any sort of a rug pull or whatnot, and something like, and it's going to do what it says, and it has backing, this might be something to actually
100%. Listen, if I had 2,500 ADA just sitting around, I would have minted today, and I missed my window. I'd want
to do research and see like what this looks like from the business side.
I highly recommend it, because at the end of the day, $1,500 for what, like, I could have minted one of 111 large plots for 2,500.
Yeah.
So I could have been like king of the castle with 100 other people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
$1,500 is not bad.
the small is like more attainable, but there's 6,000, but that's still not that much, you know.
No, they don't have a massive amount of, I can't remember the exact numbers of plots, but I mean,
Yeah.
but it's not even about plots too, because then like they have on your land, you can do fang caves or small caves.
So you can like, you got 14 hours. I wonder how the sale's doing. Cause you know, sometimes like, let's say they like extend it, then you know the uptake wasn't what they thought, right? Like, so I kind of wonder how
let me go into their Discord right now. I just gotta find it. Here it is. Let's see what the chat's saying. Like, people are selling their plot. Like, look at a large Cardano plot is 150K right now.
Jesus.
So
you know, maybe we're all skeptics now because we've been in the space and we're just like, things can go wrong, whatever, you know. But
yeah, we're very hesitant.
If this was before, we would have been like, oh man, like, you know, like jump in. It looks cool. It looks very metaversey. It looks so good. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna do some deep dive, I don't know, into Cardano and Virtua Prime and see what.
Yeah, I can't remember something about ETH and Polygon or something. Anyways,
they don't look. It's not a regular team. Like, you can tell it's a company.
Yeah,
there's a lot more going on here. So it makes me wonder, like, if you've heard that they were on ETH and are moving over to Cardano, this could be like a real thing. This could be like their second chance. But if that's the case, they're not going about it properly because they don't realize how much a community Cardano is. And if they need to be friendlier and more of a people, like they need to be more like about people, or else they're not gonna win here.
No, it's a great project, I think, in the long term, but yeah, I don't know. We don't do deep dives on this podcast. We just bring up projects. So
yeah, anybody got time for that?
Yeah, I was gonna say we should make a T-shirt that's like, I don't deep dive.
I don't want that from me. Okay, let's keep it going.
That's usually my jokes. So Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah,
an NFT collection. So it was called Confessions from the Heart, and it's in. He's doing a Roku animated series, so it's somehow like tied all in together. Again, we don't do deep dives, but basically it was a 10K collection of basically his face. The artwork looks pretty sick, but I realized
big bobblehead style artwork.
I realized after looking at it more, it's kind of like the same pose, just with a bunch of shit added onto it.
Yeah,
like a bunch of traits. It's like the same pose with everything on it, and the background's changed. Which I guess is basically every project. But
were you expecting more from it?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was expecting, to be honest. Listen, I ended up getting, as they call it now, a lot of, I guess, projects are becoming progressive. It's called the allow list.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was actually going to bring that up.
Were you? Oh, okay. Yeah. So someone actually complained.
No one's using whitelist anymore.
Well, someone actually complained. Why is it called the allow list? I'm like, would you prefer whitelist, or what other list?
It's funny you say that. We've had.
Why did I say that?
No, I said it's funny you say that, because we've had this conversation. Like,
yeah, well, when we were doing the Nation X stuff, we were like,
exactly.
Well, what do we call a whitelist? We want to get away from that. You want to be inclusive.
Yeah, and I brought that up, obviously. Like,
of course, being the white guy on the podcast, you would bring that up.
That's awesome.
No,
yeah, that makes sense.
Nope. So yeah, allow list. And it's funny because at first I was like, oh, it sounds so stupid, because I guess I was so used to whitelist, but now allow list is just like, it's just like saying whitelist to me. It makes sense.
So, and that's the thing, like, whitelist comes from like so many other things, but like, you know, like, and you're just like, that's what we're used to. And then enough people are like, we don't have to use that. We'll just allow preferred list. We were thinking of a whole bunch of different names, and we came up with a bunch, and it was like, now it's like not even a thing you consider. So like, it doesn't have to be a huge deal, just a subtle change. But yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't seem to be anywhere anymore.
Nope, I agree. I'm fine with allow list. Not that it matters if I wasn't okay with it.
Good point.
But,
Good point. Well said. Very woke of you, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Yep. So I think so. I ended up getting the allow list on. I missed the OG status on the Kevin Hart's Discord.
Yeah.
And then I got the allow list, and over the last couple, I guess this weekend, I was able to get the allow list. I got the OG status in the Discord, and so allow list allowed me to mint 3 in the pre-sale. I minted with like 20 minutes left in the 24-hour time window because I was like, do I or don't I? It wasn't that it was a costly investment. It was like 65 US, the equivalent of whatever the ETH was. And they didn't announce what it would be until like right up until mint because they wanted to get as close to 65.
Yeah.
So I was watching the secondary market, and the market didn't skyrocket up, but it did. It was above mint price. So I hummed and hawed for basically 23 hours and 40 minutes before I pulled the trigger and minted 1. Because I was like, you know what? I've been in the project. I've been chatting in the stuff. I'm like, I have to at least mint 1.
Did you talk to Kevin?
No, he did pop into the Discord that one night. I was telling you to jump in there.
I was in there, and I scroll, and it's like Kevin, Mr. Hart. What is it, Mr. Hart? Kevin has entered the chat.
Kevin, the real Hart, or something.
Yeah, Kevin, the real Kevin Hart, or whatever. So the key mod is like Kevin has entered the chat, and bro, I couldn't do anything. The chat, as you said, it was like I was scrolling forever, and that equaled a minute, but it was so dumb. Everyone was just like, Kevin, we love you. Like no one wrote anything except for yelling his name.
It was like the back, what's the word I'm looking for? The good old days of grinding in for whitelist and Discord. Wag me and good morning.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I was like, you know what? I want if I'm gonna actually be able to talk about this and be like, yes, I was in the Discord with Kevin Hart. I want to see if he said anything. I scrolled, bro. It took me 20 minutes of scrolling. See, I didn't see him say anything.
So I'm gonna.
Like, did he or did he not?
I'm contemplating showing that you're never on Discord or just continuing with the conversation.
Show it.
Okay. So with Discord, for anyone that doesn't know, if you are on, it actually doesn't matter what you're on, but there's a search menu on the top right in the web-based on your PC.
Yeah.
You can actually search somebody's name.
That much I know.
At the top, you did.
So you're like, I should have just done that, and then I wouldn't have had to scroll.
Yeah, you scrolled, as opposed to what I did was I just typed in Kevin Hart for real or whatever his name was in Discord. Yeah. Now, if you type in Kevin Hart, there's a bunch of different random names of it.
Obviously.
But I just searched his name, and he said like 5 things.
What did he say? Never mind.
I can pull it up because he also did the announcements, right?
Well, that I saw because that was easy. So I was like, okay, well, that could be him as mod, but I was just like, okay. So I guess I could have just done that. That would have been pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm like, yeah, good point. That's pretty simple. I've done that before. That's embarrassing.
Kevin Hart for real is his name.
So he said
number 4.
He was like, hey, y'all, I'm in this bitch.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. Yeah, well, what's funny is I spelled his name Kevin Hart with like a heart. He said, so he's been in the, he's actually got like 9 pages of messages.
Oh, shit.
So he was in here. It looks like he was chatting a lot.
Since that day?
Yesterday at around 10 o'clock last night, our time. It looks like he was having full-on conversations with people.
Oh, that's cool. All right, he's in it. Glad you minted then. Put it in the NFG's purse. It's not yours.
At the end of the day, I feel like it was kind of a cash grab, but he is saying that, or they're saying in the Discord that it's going to have real life utilities for backstage or behind the scenes footages of his stand-up shows. And it's something about he's going to show Confessions from the Heart on Roku TV.
Yeah.
And so there's stuff behind the scenes of that. There's apparently tickets. So I don't know. I don't know if just being a holder of one is going to benefit me, or we'll see.
I'm sure you'll get something. You'll get like airdropped like a link that'll show you like a clip or something like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not. But I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you drop a 10,000 collection in a bear market? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not gonna. Apparently,
Yeah.
I heard Chris Brown dropped an NFT and sold like 125 out of 10,000.
Jeez. You know, it's funny because John Cena did that.
125 out of 10,000. What did he do?
He did something like that, and he started an NFT project with, and it was like a total bomb. I don't remember exactly. I think it was.
I didn't
John
even know Cena. That guy's a saint when it comes to Make a Wish.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that about John Cena. So Cena's actually broken the record, like eclipsed it by like 200 visits for Make a Wish Foundation.
Oh snap! So
granting,
he's like
granting wishes. He's like tripled what everyone else has ever done.
John Cena calls his own NFT sales a catastrophic failure.
Yeah, well,
yeah, look that up. Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I guess you can't see him.
You're stupid. They sold 37.
Oh,
out of I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot though. They were like physical collectibles.
Listen, WWE could release an NFT similar to NBA Top Shot, and I guarantee that the fan base would eat that up.
Well, it was related to like different tiers, but like
yeah, but John Cena's hated. He's people hate him because he's a company man.
That's true.
Not that I watch wrestling. Like it sounds like I'm into it, but like he was. I just remember back in the day, he was always hated because he was just like Vince McMahon's molded son, kind of like, you know what I mean. He was just like a company man. Anyways.
Well, either way, and the article is like, it's not sure if wrestling fans were deterred by the price of the NFT or Cena himself.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Clearly the latter.
Yeah. What was the price, did it say?
There's a whole bunch, but it was expensive because they were offering a whole bunch of shit.
What
but
blockchain?
It was like $1,000.
Ooh, okay.
And there was a whole bunch of different there was like gold tier packages that were like 1,000. And that's where they basically sold like 37 overall of everything.
Listen, I want to give a shout out to, I'm going to keep going on about it because one, I want someone up from this project to come on. The Bill Murray 1000 NFT collection. I don't give a shit.
Pretty important because you doxed yourself for that.
I did dox myself like on Twitter over that. I mean, not that look at our icon. It's my face, but
it's pixelated.
I guess. I don't know. I'm excited. The problem with the project is the only thing that I think of is it's 1.5 ETH per NFT.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money to ask, so especially in this kind of a market.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I think celebrities are probably being approached by these firms that are like, you got to get in the action. Your name will carry through. The communities are diehard. You're creating a community that'll live forever. It'll blah, 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 blah. And then they're not really caring about whether it sells. They're just like, price it. No,
you know what, though? This is different because Bill Murray's so intertwined with the Chive.
Oh, well,
and,
yeah.
I mean, I've been in the Chive for so long.
Yeah, you want to move your whole family there.
Yeah. So, yeah, most of my family wears Chive stuff. Like, I'm ingrained in this, in the company, I guess, but they very rarely miss when they're doing stuff. So like they mint coins now. They do a lot of stuff, and it all started off as like a funny blog, vlog, whatever you want to call it. And now they just got thousands of videos that are submitted and pictures every day. So, I think them doing the NFT collection is huge because it's like his biography told in stories through NFTs. But the way so I just found out there's a Discord for the projects called, or their Twitter is at the Shack, and their Discord's the Shack as well, which is a play on the Caddyshack, obviously. Not obvious, but anyways.
Yeah, that's cool.
So and I was talking to people in there today about, the 1.5 ETH cost. And someone's like, listen, I bought 3 ETH to buy 2 of these NFTs. The cost of that compared to getting to meet Bill Murray, potentially, because that's what they're talking about utilities. Like if you have one of the NFTs, there's at least 2 events a year you get to go to,
like
by holding these.
Actually?
Yeah. And the Chive puts on galas and events all the time. Like that's one of my bucket lists is to go down to Austin to go to their headquarters. I even, like we've talked about it before, I even applied to be a Discord manager for,
that's true.
I'm guessing for this Shack Discord. I applied for a job. I would have quit everything to go down there. So
Ryan's like, I don't care about it. Well, realistically, what someone said there, if you're actually going to make the trip to do it, and you can do, like, if you can see a date pop up and then be like, yeah, I'm going, you don't have to battle it out. It might be a bit harder for you with your whole clan. But
Yeah, exactly.
if you
But for
can, then
$1,500
it does
and you
make
live
sense.
in the area,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nothing. Yeah.
like to
If
potentially
you're a fan,
meet your idol.
Yeah.
Like one guy shared a picture, his whole back, like, you know, I have my kids on my calf. He had the Bill Murray picture that I shared that's on my shirt.
Yeah.
He had a similar version of that because the Chive's got a bunch
Like tattooed on him.
Tattooed on him. I was like,
Oh
damn.
snap. Yeah, he's buying.
Like,
it.
I'm a massive fan of Bill Murray, but that made me want to get a tattoo. But I was like,
holy crap. Yeah, you're diehard.
I am a diehard Chiver for sure.
I don't even know if I like anything that much.
I am anti, like, all my, look at my t-shirt. Most of them are
I know.
plain. Like,
you're
I wear
always wearing no brands.
Yeah, Chive is the only thing I really wear.
And
so,
Tim and Justin Bieber, Tim Biebs stuff.
Yeah, I'll rock Tim Biebs. You can't hate on the Canadian boy.
No, man, I'll rock it. But
at the end of the day, my goal is to get either Gavin Gillis from Project Venkman, or someone from the Chive, or someone related to the in Project Venkman that will come on and chat Bill Murray or whatever, any of that, anything to do with the project or himself or the Chive. I'll do a special episode just called the Chive. I don't even care.
Nice. We're here.
So
I'm down. I hope they heard that.
I hope so. We'll have to tag them and tweet them and get everyone on board and harass them.
I like it. I like the sound of that.
So yeah, that project's coming up. I think it's minting on Coinbase Marketplace in the next 2 weeks, by end of this month, I think. I don't know the exact date, and I should know it.
So are you actually going to mint, or
I wish I could afford 1.5 ETH. Like, if I had whatever, what's 1.5 ETH right now? Like 1,600 American,
1,800. Wait, 1.5?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait. What's the price of ETH right now? Is ETH at 16 right now?
Last I looked, I think my prices are in Canadian, so I could just do it right now.
Yep.
16. It's gone up, so yeah, it's like 2,400 Canadian.
Yeesh.
Like,
that's gonna clear out your coffers.
Yeah, I'd be doing a lot of shilling for that kind of money.
Nice. I like that. All right, cool. Let's jump into what do we want to go next? Solana, or do we let's talk Space Buds. What happened there?
So again, we don't deep dive. That should be our, like, we don't deep dive. That's our
you just need to know what's happening at a high level.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Space Buds got into a little bit of heat over the weekend because it came out. Did I share the tweets in here, or did I share them?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen the tweets. It's funny though, like, I was looking at them today.
No, I shared them somewhere for sure. Who did I share them with? I thought it was you. Anyways, they got some, because Spacebud is the OG top dog blue chip Cardano NFT,
for sure.
And really all it is a PFP. There's nothing to it, but by holding one of those, you're like, look at me now. It's like holding a CryptoPunk.
Yeah.
So
for
what came out was
the floor is crazy. Don't forget that.
Yeah. The floor. What's the floor price?
4,400.
Yeah, that was that was way lower earlier. It was like 3,600 earlier, but it was their artwork stolen.
What?
Yeah, they had
what are you talking about?
Contracted out to another individual for their artwork, and it ended up potentially being stolen. Or I guess it's been the internet sleuths found out that it was stolen. Like, and I don't mean like the whole thing, but for example, see we're on the computer. Oh, my Discord, sorry. I'll go into let me share it in the chat. So what it was is like someone, hey, here's 20 dinosaurs, and they stole just the head of the T-Rex.
That's their like friggin' that's their profile picture in the JPEG store.
I know. Let me get the tweet that showed, like, made it. And then as this one tweet came out, a bunch of other ones started coming out showing like where they, was this influenced by this? Was this influenced by that? So It came in.
Where are these 20 dinosaurs from?
It's some random tweet. I guess it was an artwork. The artist that they had contracted out had taken inspiration. I can't remember the name. I do know it. It starts with an I. But
Like
they
Ida?
had.
What are you talking about?
They had so people are saying it's straight up stolen artwork, but the person's saying, oh, it was inspiration by these. But if you go through the Twitter, you'll see people
I can see it. Like immediately when I saw the so basically
that T-Rex
someone
one
posted in 2018 like something that says 20 dinosaurs, and if you look at the T-Rex dinosaur, then yeah, the head of it is basically the exact same head for Space Buds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they can,
then they were showing. I saw one where it was like I guess one of the attributes was them holding like a fish, and the fish was just straight up copied from someone else, kind of thing. But
yeah, and
they seem to have weathered the storm and kind of got back. Like the community didn't really care. People were shitting on them, but they kind of understand that they didn't obviously do their due diligence when they were maybe contracting out their artwork.
It's pretty funny. So they hire an artist, and that artist is just like, yeah, here you go. And they're like, this is awesome. Yeah, it's just like, it's really careless and reckless to do something like that. Like just grab a head from somewhere and plop it in and change the color. Like you can use something for inspiration, but you've got to modify that.
Well, I guess
it's a blatant copy.
I would say his, but in the artist's eyes, maybe they did change it enough.
Not with the T-Rex head.
Nope. And you should see the fish one. There was a bunch of examples that people started sharing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, also that's the project you're going to want to shit on if you're shitting on a project.
Well, everyone wants to shit on the top project,
right? Like
everyone's looking for the dirt. Like the one community that really shit on Space Buds was Boss Cat Rocket Club.
Yeah, of course they would.
Because they got shit on bad, because I'm pretty sure they're kind of a derivative. I don't know much about them other than the fact that they just showed up out of nowhere and they were like thousands of ADA floor. But like people shit on them a lot. And so Space Buds, when this happened, Boss Cat just jumped on like, let's go.
Yeah, a little bit of project beef coming to Cardano.
A little bit.
What I was going to say is like, yeah, people don't care about when the losses happen to some of those major, massive projects. Like we were talking earlier on briefly about like they were talking about the numbers of like 18 million versus 18 million worth of Bored Ape Yacht Club have been stolen over like the past year, or like whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that article right here.
And it's like, and I heard it and I was like,
18.5 million has been stolen.
And it's like, holy crap. But then it's like no one wants to care because it's like, well, you have that, like you have some means to get it or whatever. You're hated because you're
Seth Green got his shit stolen. It's like, you're already a millionaire. Get over
well then, but here's the thing, right? But he had that whole project, and it's like if he doesn't own it, how's he gonna make that show?
Yep.
So I don't know.
It is what it is. The one project I think you said you did. You want to go to this?
Oh man, yeah. So
I'm really in.
I found it on Twitter. I was going through because it came up with my notifications, but I'm pretty sure F35ers talked about it, and then someone else talked about it, and
just did a live with one of the.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah, they have a whole. I guess what do they call it? They do a whole.
They have a live episode
campaign and stuff. Like old money. So we're talking about old money.
Yeah.
They're doing like a campaign trail or something. It's something to do with like vote this person and vote.
It's pretty cool.
So F35ers did a live stream on Tuesday night and had one of the candidates, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because Lazy T just had a kid. So congrats to Lazy T.
Nice. But old money, like artwork style, it's think of like a $2 bill US.
Yep.
Sorry, $1 bill. But but on it looks exactly like American $1 bill, except it's 0.2. So even when it says, instead of a $1 bill where it says 1, it says like 0.2 or whatever, because
I'll look it up.
That's the value of it. And then there's, of course, and first of all, the website's like one of the best websites I've seen.
Damn,
an
$11.50 is their floor.
Yeah, I was gonna get there.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I don't care. But the website's great. It shows like the minting process of like a clean bill being stamped, and then another stamp on it. And there's like 4 different stamps, and that like you'll see the varying degrees of wear and tear, but then also rarity in the bill. And it just looks so cool. It's great, and it's a bill, but like their floor is 1100 ADA.
I remember talking to Tommy about it, or when they started talking about it back, God, months ago. The floor was like maybe 300 at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I want to get into it." And I started trying to like do some research. I was like, "What is going on?"
Because there's a lot. Because like literally, I watched like a little movie. It's Old Money /Films is like something you can click, and they have like songs about money and like graphics, and then so there's like the actual NFT of which there's 7,500 bills, and then there's like the backs of the bills that you can mint. And then there's like the Old Money Times, which is like a newspaper.
They call it the tits.
Yeah. And then there's the campaign stuff, which are like buttons and like campaign ballot tickets and stuff. And the Discord is like bumping. There's like literally, they have a ton of stuff. And it's funny, if you look at their frequently asked questions, they talk about like even their whole language. It's like
and everybody's an MFer.
Everyone's a motherfucker in it. Like, you know what I mean?
MFer Devon.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm kidding.
My bad. Sorry about that. We'll bleep that out. But yeah, no, and it's funny because they're like, everything's based in New York, Wall Street, this and that. And like the frequently asked questions is like, is New York our metaverse? And it's like, I don't know, metaverse, you're on the website, just like be a MFer and join the Discord. Like they have, but the whole thing, their whole catchphrase about like, you know, a preemptive homage to paper money, it's like so well put together.
Yeah,
like, it's like a really solid project. Like there's no reason they shouldn't. I mean, if they can do what they say they're going to do, there's no reason they shouldn't actually be in. I think they're number 9 right now for Cardano projects. Yeah,
I don't know. I remember going into their Discord and I was like, what the F is going on? Everyone's calling me an MFer. I'm trying to like there's something to do with the bills, and you can go down this rabbit hole of like Easter egg hunting, and like there's a whole, it's not just there's something to everything. There's a reason for everything. It's not just there for some. And they've got we go into brought to you by MFer Hudro and MFer Trixon.
Yeah, it's a great website. It's a great concept. There's so much going on. I
think we need to get into this somehow.
Well, yeah, I looked at it.
We got to work our way up to getting a 0.2 bill.
Yeah, let's pull it together and get that drop. The floor is 1100 ADA right now.
We're gonna have to wait. It's almost 1200. Oh,
right now you're saying it's almost 1200?
It's 11. There's 1150 ADA, 1196, 1200, and then it just
that's gone up to that price in like the past 24 hours. Less than, yeah. They have like there's so many different things you can click and check out. Like if you are on the website checking it out, make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom, because that's where like all the like Easter eggs.
But I was gonna say, I remember there was something to do with the bills. There's 7,500 of them, and there was some kind of treasure hunt. I don't know what the right word would be to describe it, but there was some kind of hunt that I think 2 people solved, and they unlocked all this other stuff. Like, and that's the thing. I don't do deep dives. So I don't know. I know half of what I'm talking about, but when that, you know what? Maybe we should do an episode with F35ers. That's our episode to do with them. Teach us old money.
I'm okay with that. But it's cool, man. Like there's a lot here. They even have the Discover New York City portion of their website and like 9 out of the 15 buildings are unlocked. How do they get unlocked? Like I'm telling you, one of the best projects I've seen in a long time. Like it's really, really cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, it's solid.
We should have got into it.
I don't know about the team. Yeah, this is one we missed.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for us with this, but solid. Anyways, yeah, we'll talk about that offline, but it's really freaking cool.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. What are you up to?
No, go ahead.
Well, actually, do you have any other Solana projects to talk about, or
we could talk about Degen Town.
I don't know anything about Degen Town. You can.
I just know it was
yeah, sorry.
That alpha caller I was talking about from Habibi's, it's his project.
Oh, right. Okay.
And they built up about Degen Town for I think a couple months. They just kind of hinted about it.
Yeah.
And it was Sunday. I think it was Sunday night. They finally just said 30 minutes or 3 minutes from now.
And they're just like,
and they just dropped a link
mint.
for Magic Eden, which is the Solana marketplace.
Yeah.
And it was a 3 Sol mint. And that thing took 48 minutes to sell out. 8,000 collection. And me and Burns, I didn't have the Sol, but Burns had enough to try and get in on the mint. And he kept trying and trying and trying, and all his transactions kept failing. And I was going in the Discord of I think Habibi's, and everyone was complaining that their transactions were failing.
Yeah.
So if that was ETH, that's a lot of money being burnt. But because of Solana, it was like literally pennies.
It's a big deal though. Like looking at the fact that these Solana projects are growing from an ETH community, like that's pretty huge. And it's like part of me on some levels, like, man, like they're skipping over Cardano. But
I don't know why Solana is so popular.
I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's because they see the price action of Solana being like Solana back in the day in September was 230.
Yeah, it was way up there. It was like
230 for 1 Sol. And now it's $53, you know? But also going back to this project, I was like, I don't know anything about it. I don't really know much about it, but I do love that pixelated style of artwork. Like this.
Well, it was called,
looks sick.
It's called what? Degen Town. They had 8,000 supply. They sold out in like 48 minutes or an hour or something like that. And it was a reveal style. So nobody knew what they were minting. And the reveal was like a couple days later or a couple 24 hours later.
Here's the thing. We were talking about this project, I want to say 4 hours ago, and the floor has already jumped up to 10.1 Sol. And earlier on, it was 9.5, like 2-3 hours ago.
Listen, this morning or yesterday it was 14 Sol was the floor. So what ended up happening with Burns, he gave up. He's like, forget him. He ended up going secondary. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, he paid, I guess I should put his information out there.
No, he paid a certain amount. What kind of,
it was under
what kind
5.
Of multiplier was it that he got to every? Yeah, did he like 2x, 1x?
Oh well, it was under 5 Sol he got it for. So, and now, like I said, but I don't think they have a Discord. I think there's maybe a website. But talking to Burns today, and he was saying something about, I was like, why'd the floor go so high? Because it went from like 7, and then the next day I looked, it was 14. I'm like, how did it double? He's like, oh, there's something to do with sacrificing your degen. So I don't know if it was staking or if it's burning. I think it's burning. But so what happens is they're cutting the supply, but they're saying whoever sacrifices their Degen Town will be rewarded handsomely, or whatever the word.
So let me ask you this though: where are they communicating? Because on their Twitter, there's nothing but the Magic Eden marketplace page listing. Like,
I don't know. Listen, they didn't even tell people when the reveal was. After their mint, they kept having Twitter spaces and just playing Morse code, and it was like for 2 minutes, and then the space would end. I was like,
"Are you
what the hell
serious?"
No, I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And people were like, "Oh, it's a code." And everyone's like, "What's the code for?" And then someone said, "Oh, I think it's the date and time they're going to reveal." I didn't even pay attention.
If you look at their tweets, there's so much love. It's so crazy. After the sacrifice is complete, things will never be the same. Like, it's so ridiculous.
That's what I mean. They're giving that. What's the word?
It's that massive FOMO.
That air of mystique and FOMO. They're building up this hype. They're just having this hype train. It's great to see. This is what projects should be doing.
Yeah.
And this is like Mallard Order on CNFT. I don't know if you know who they are.
Is that? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something else.
Mallard Order.
Is this the one with the ducks?
Yeah, but they have like a whole. Nobody knows anything. It's like everyone got invitation letters. The invitation letters went to like 2,000, but like to get into the mint and the whitelist or something, you have to you have to do what's the trials. Trial is 1, trial 2, trial 3 is strength, trial 3 is this, and it's like it's creating this, like, nobody knows what's going on, but they're creating this hype. It's great to see. I love seeing projects in this bear market being able to build up this kind of hype, because it's creating FOMO. It's creating a community of like everybody's in there solving riddles, doing games, doing all this stuff. And it's amazing to see. I wish more projects would do it, but it seems like it is a lot of time and effort goes into thinking about it. Like one of the trials, I think trial 1 was honor or something. You might be able to find it, but trial 1 was like you had to follow a video and create an origami duck, and then write your Discord name on it and take a picture of however you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And those who did it, and I guess the Mallard Order voted on it.
Approved on it.
Approved.
There was one that was really cool with like a skeleton and stuff. Like some people were going all out.
It was all about creativity, and right?
But it's like that. It's crazy because what this is, and this is why some, you know what, devil's advocate. This is why some people are like NFTs are lame.
Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I saw what you had to do for Mallard Order, and I was like, I left their Discord.
You're
I was
like,
like, I don't have time.
This is games.
That's like play to earn. I've realized this now. Play to earn is amazing, and I love it, and it's going to be here, I hope, for the long run and make a lot of people money. I don't have the time to do it. I don't give a shit about play to earn because I'm not going to have the time to play it unless I can get my kids involved in this, and it's like children games. I don't know. As a grown man
with the side scroller for crypto reggies, and I was having trouble installing it, and then I was like, okay, I gotta get my sister to play this, and she's like not playing games anymore. I don't know, girl played like friggin', she built a whole world for like 6 months, and then she just decided she's never playing any game anymore. So that's why that's why my crypto reggies being up for sale. Because I'm like,
hey, listen, it's not for everybody. I get it, because I realize now I'm not going to have the time to do this stuff.
I get you.
I really don't. So it's great. I would love to be able to, you know, what works for me, stake and earn, and stuff where I don't, or the stuff like Deck of Degeneracy.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to say that.
You're a holder. They just airdrop you shit.
And you're like, oh, something works.
Once he started talking about that, I was like, damn, if you could tie in that hype train of Mallard Order with I don't have to do anything and be rewarded, but I'll pay my money.
Yeah.
But if I'm rewarded without having to necessarily do anything, I'm in.
Okay.
That I'm saying it now.
All right. Well, that's funny. Yeah, I fully agree. Trust me, because I don't even know how to use Discord. So
true.
Let's okay. The only other thing I saw was another exploit, and I like to. I mean, I don't know. I always want to read those threads. First of all, Twitter is fucking great for these threads to like
the threads that they create, like the Ugly Bros.
Yeah, like you talked about the last one. Like Ugly Bros exploit.
Yeah, what was his name? Oh man, did I meant to link it.
Check the show notes. It's probably there.
Yeah, I think his name's Josh, but he did a whole thread on what happened.
Yeah. So those threads are because I learned something okay. I'll break this down as quickly as possible. This is from Montana Wong. And this is an ETH one. So here's the new exploit, the new scam, or one of them. So there's a derivative project or whatever, some sort of a project that can get sort of hype, and they're offering free whitelist. So the free whitelist means that, okay, you have no financial gain why wouldn't you, man? It's free allow list. And
so no one has to grind.
So you just have to, but here's the thing. They can't just like have everyone sign up. What they'll just say to you is like, if you hold, and for this exploit specifically, they're like, if you hold something like a moonbird or something, right? So moonbirds are pretty like 25 ETH floor for the moonbirds. So they're like, if you hold a moonbird, like you can have the free allow list for this project. And then this project is like a derivative or similar to, or some sort of a copy or whatever it is, or it just looks cool. Yeah. And it's like shit. And they haven't revealed all the artwork, whatever. So then they're using something like they're using Premint, which is basically like NFT Maker Pro for Cardano, which is like, it's all minting on your own. If you're in the space for Cardano, NFT Maker Pro. Yeah. Sign up, throw your wallet in there, tell it what you want to do, and it'll mint everything for you. Great. That way on your website, you just have to have them throw in the wallet, it'll do it for you. Premint's used on ETH. So, but Premint's not there like vetting projects to be like, oh, is this project legit? You just like make an account, upload your artwork, and it'll do the shit for you. Once the ETH goes in and the wallet's there, it'll spit it out. Like it's a vending machine kind of deal, right? So like they'll maybe they don't vet the projects or whatever. So what they'll say though is, okay, you have to have a Moonbird to get this allow list for free. And then they'll say, okay, if you want to mint, so they'll be like, oh, it's time to mint. We're minting secret mint now. It's immediately. You're gonna get this, whatever project this is.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you put your wallet in there and hit mints, then what the algorithm, the smart contract does is immediately it scans your address for NFTs that it says have to be there, which in this case is the Moonbird, and it calculates the value, and it just uses the OpenSea API. You can just plug into OpenSea, look at the NFT and be like, what's the value of it? Where does it rank, right? Because OpenSea has that. Like that's where you go to check the rarity and the floor price and all that stuff. So it just uses the OpenSea API to check the value of your Moonbird. And it's like, okay, your Moonbird's actually pretty rare. So it then writes a smart contract to transfer your rare Moonbird out of your wallet to their wallet. And it executes that transfer immediately. And the crazy thing is, you can see the code. It's not like crazy hidden. You can go to the smart contract, you can inspect element, you can see the JavaScript. So the project that did this was All Thing Begins, which is a stupid name. It's like literally All Thing Begins. Like that's okay, whatever. And their website is just like a page with this moving graphic that just says, enter your wallet. And once you connect your wallet and hit mint, it starts scanning, and it literally says free allow list. So when it does that, it just executes that smart contract and pulls your Moonbird out. The thing is, like, this isn't really complicated or crazy from the smart contract portion of things. It's just like really, really bad actors. Actually, in the smart contract, there's literally a variable that says drain NFTs info. Like, and that's like that's what they call a constant variable, which is like something that can't be changed. It's like once this is set, like the programmer can't change this. They just copied the code from elsewhere and like did this for this project. So there's actually a thing. So the thread, we'll post a link to the thread, but in the thread, it basically says, if you see this like ticket here, this in OpenSea, when it's wanting you to sign, like go over to like the data page or whatever in MetaMask. And if you see like accept all or whatever, actually you can actually see it. But they're like, if you see that, then like do not mint. Like I'll post, it's like set approval for all is the actual
that I've seen that.
You've seen that, right?
Etherscan side.
It's an Etherscan. If you go under data, you'll see the function type, and if you see that anywhere, that means that whatever you're interacting with can drain your wallet. It may not, but it could, because there's gonna, if the code smart contract's not audited well, someone could just have this in there, but they're just like minting. And the thing is, you and I have talked offline with someone that was spoken to that was like, hey, we could write code in there that drains your wallet, and we don't do it obviously, but it could, like, it could be there. So it's pretty crazy how, and this is when things happen and people look at the unregulated, like it's the wild west, it's not regulated. There's so much good faith happening that like it's actually kind of crazy that, I mean, there are a shit ton of scams, but like certain like Cardano. But
this is why we talk about them, because we want our community to be safe.
So the last thing about this scam, we'll post a link to it, is that the way, like, let's say you could have done a transaction for a minted an NFT that had the set approval for all executed, which they could always open up that smart contract and reinitiate a handshake and like pull things out at a later date, right? So there is a revoke.cash will actually go in, like you put your address in and it'll revoke all access. It disconnects your wallet from everything.
I had to do that when I got scanned.
Did you? Yeah. So
just to be safe.
Yeah, it's a really big deal. And I think
you can also go in the MetaMask, I think the web browser, is it the browser, the extension? You go into it and you click the three little dots, and it is, and then you can see connected sites, and then you can disconnect every site that's been connected to,
which is a good call. So
which, looking at mine, wowzers,
you're connected to a lot of shit.
I am actually. I'm gonna have to revoke some of these.
I bet you POAP's like your first one, right?
No, the zone.
Oh yeah, okay, that would be. I'm actually still connected to Unstoppable Domains. That makes sense though. That's me. I gotta leave.
Yeah.
I think
Decentraland. There's a lot. I gotta go through these. It's funny though, because they don't go across all your devices. Because like I'm not it doesn't show me these connected devices on my phone.
In your phone, right?
But let's pause there if that's okay. So it looks like I got a lot of connected sites I need to disconnect.
Yep, Matt, you do. Better be safe than sorry, and use your backup wallet. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I always have a minting wallet. I finally got to. There's Terra Virtua. Disconnect. I see one Properties. Got to give a shout out to Properties.
Yeah.
They're still chugging along behind the scenes. Unfortunately, I think Sandbox is going to be a little ways away from being open, so they're kind of.
That's a bit rough. Being directly connected to Sandbox, you're kind of at the whim of that for a while.
Well, they've got NFT worlds, and that didn't really pan out because again, it's play to earn. People don't really. It's Minecraft. Like it didn't seem to pan out the way they wanted it. But they got to showcase, what they're in that pixelated Minecraft world, what their NFTs could look like. And I'm thinking they're still building on it to showcase the houses and stuff, but we'll see. So I want to give a shout out to Properties, and I want to shout out Crypto Boutique and Lurkers are still minting. So go check them out if you want to jump into the Cardano. I guess Cardano family. You can go make Crypto Boutique.
Cardano's first family.
Yeah, exactly. The Cardanos. And other than that, there's so many. I mean, we could shout Paps too. Paps
has a standing shout out, I guess, right?
Like that, he should just be brought to you by Paps. Is most the guy is just nonstop with the information. It's like,
so
man,
true. Yeah, consistently since day one or whatever. Early days it was. I'll shout out MJ. So that's another shout out. But there you go. Yeah, there we go.
I think that's the end of the episode. Thank you for sticking through to the end with us. If you are still here, coupon code. No. All
right, let's check out our Patreon. Actually, we're switching over to OnlyFans.
I do, or do you want to take the honors in letting people know that we are all on? We are everywhere.
We are, yeah. So we had someone was reaching out and being like, I can't find. I want to listen on this platform, and it's
I just assumed you were on Apple because it's the only thing listed on your Twitter.
Yeah, no, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts,
Amazon
Podcasts,
Pandora.
Yeah, we're on a bunch of places. So just search for
YouTube. Guys. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube too. Audio only because we're not presentable most days.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're
in my underwear right now.
Non-fungible guys is not all one word. It's it's 2 words, or 3. So yeah, do that search. That's
Google search and you'll find us anywhere. So thank you for listening.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Devon.
Go to one of those platforms and check out our new podcast.
Like and review.
Cover.
We need some reviews.
I think we got a tweet that we've changed our cover. So there we go. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes. And this season's cover is now.
Okay, yeah, good point.
And we're gonna bringing you some awesome interviews. We're just trying to lock some down in place. We got some stuff building and we're working on it. So hopefully bring the listeners, keep bringing you guys in, and we got a couple, I think, sponsorships we're working on as well.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we're doing stuff, man. I just want to keep this train
case
rolling.
Forgot.
This isn't retirement for me. This is a hobby that I'd love to be able to make a living off of. But even if we're bringing some deals to our listeners, that's good enough for me.
That's true. 100%. So keep an eye out for that fucking Patreon and coupon code.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's that.
Yes, sir. Music started?
Yes.
Now you weren't sure, eh? You had to make sure.
I was looking at the timing and I was like, no, we're good. It started.
Yeah. Non-fungible guys. We're out.
We out. Oh, that was in sync. Yeah. Stupid.